The dust has settled. Damari Alston still off the team, and Hugh Freeze still said some interesting things.
You are Locked On Auburn, your daily podcast on the Auburn Tigers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Yes, welcome on into Locked On Auburn, your daily Auburn Tigers podcast. I'm your host, Zach Blackerby, and thank you so much for making Locked On Auburn your first listen every single day. Kyle Rush, also known as the Auburn message board legend himself, Charlie 5. He's the man over at thebarnauburn.com. He also hosts the Top Button podcast. We'll talk about Auburn's situation hosting Mizzou, because I actually feel weirdly okay about it. Hugh Freeze said some other interesting things, but let's lead off, obviously, with the stuff that people can't get enough about because it's so interesting. Damari Alston, no longer a part of the program, and we've already kind of touched on this a little bit with previous shows, but I think the tone of what Hugh Freeze said in response to the questions about Damari, I mean, almost said it with like a hint of disgust. Yeah. Almost like there was a tone of like, I do not want to talk about this. I think he was asked about it 3 different ways. I think that's pretty telling about how Hugh Freeze truly feels about the situation. I don't think he's upset that Damari Alston's no longer on this roster.
Well, hold on now. I think he's upset that he's not on the roster. I think he's aggravated at how it went down.
I think that's fair.
Does that, like, you can be okay, you can be upset that you lost him and also be upset at the circumstances that, I mean, it is what it is.
I do think it's very much a I am done with you type situation.
Yeah, and look, I know that at this point in time, everything is Hugh's fault, and there's going to be nothing that you're going to be able to say to anybody to convince them that Damari shoulders any of the blame here. Okay, so but let's just talk about the facts really quick. Okay, Damari started off the year.
Sorry, Kyle, I don't mean to interrupt you. Are you being sarcastic when you say that? Or are you being like legitimate? Like at this point in the tenure, it's on Hugh. I didn't catch it. If you're when you said like everything at this point on Hugh, like is Hugh's fault.
I'm sorry. Maybe I stated it wrong. When I say everything is on Hugh. Okay, but there can be some things that you can put blame elsewhere as well. Like there are some scenarios to where other people shoulder some blame. Okay. So like,
right. I just wanted to clarify that because
correct. I'm not by any means. I'm not by any means saying that nothing is Hugh's fault or like people are stepping out of bounds by blaming everything on Hugh. Okay. So make sure I'm clear there, but let's talk about this in real context. Okay. He was the starting running back to start the year. He was voted team captain. He got hurt. He got beat out.
Yes.
And 4 games into once he played his 4 games as team captain, he 100% asked to not play anymore. And as a head coach, what's that?
He wanted the red shirt.
He wanted the red shirt. And as a head coach, I can understand being disgusted at that. That's a team captain that
I agree.
And so I can understand why he said the things he did. I can understand why it went down the way he did. We can talk about justifiably or not, if it makes sense. I can see both sides of the argument, but that is what happened. Like there's not that is the full context of what happened.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised. Alarmed by how many messages and how many texts I've gotten about like, man, how can this get any worse? And I'm like, well, hold on. And like, no disrespect to Damari.
No.
Like, I don't think the drop off from Damari to Omar is crazy. And I don't know how many running backs you need because they don't use running backs in this offense. And I'm saying that a little bit sarcastically, but from a practical utility point of view, like that is accurate. That is true.
And there was, I was looking at the actual snap counts. There were 60-ish plays or something like that.
I think we ran like 68 plays on offense. Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think that's right. And Damari played, 20-something snaps, I believe. So, like, it's not – I know he wasn't getting carries, but it wasn't like he was just sitting over there not playing. Like, he was a part of the game in other ways. And I mean, I get his side. Hey, this is my last shot. I want to carry the ball, and I can understand Hugh being disgusted by that.
71 total plays on offense, according to PFF. Damari played 22.
Yeah. And
So,
Jeremiah played how many?
50.
50. Yeah. So that's what, roughly just like 25%, I guess. A quarter of the snaps at running back ish, a little bit more. So I don't know. You're getting snaps. You did get beat out. I mean, they're rolling with Cobb.
What is Hugh supposed to say? I don't love, like, I think he could have worded it differently at his presser. I think he could have worded that a little bit different, saying like he didn't, he failed to meet the standard set up by the program or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would have been a situation where, like, I think just the truth would have been fine there. Like, he asked for a red shirt, and I didn't think that was fitting for a captain, let alone an upperclassman.
Yeah.
So we agreed to part ways. Like, I don't know why you couldn't have just said that, assuming that's the truth.
Yeah, and I would say that is probably the definition of not meeting the standards. But I like your answer better. I like your answer for him better in that scenario.
Because people who, like, which is going to be most people outside of Auburn, they're seeing like, oh, okay, it's starting to fall apart. And that might be true in hindsight. Like, I don't think that's an accurate picture of what's actually happening
if Auburn wins the game on Saturday, I still think this probably happens. It's Damari's fourth game. Like, he has to make a call. If you're looking at this from an individual standpoint, he has to make a call. Like,
you're saying if he wins this past Saturday?
If Auburn wins Saturday, I still think this probably happens. So I think we're really mad about it because we lost.
That's interesting.
But
I think you're right. I hadn't thought about that.
I think he probably is gone even with a win.
Mm-hmm. Just quickly, from a utility standpoint, like, how many carries can Jeremiah Cobb handle? I think he can handle all of them. Give a few touches to Omar Mabston if you want to handle the offense like you did against Ball State or whatever. Like, I think that'll be fine.
Yeah.
So as far as like an on-field product point of view, like, I'm not concerned about this.
Yeah, there was 20 carries in between. I'm sorry, 19 carries in between Cobb and Alston against Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cobb.
Yeah, like, I don't think it's that much different if you give Austin's role to Omar.
Yeah. Pass blocking, I thought Damari at times, he had a really good block. I think it was, I don't know,
a great block
the pass, but we talked about it whenever it happened. He had stepped up a little bit in the pass block game for sure. Yeah,
that's where you'll feel it the most for sure, is the pass protection when you want to block with a running back. So we'll see who steps up in that role. Is it Jeremiah or, I think Omar's capable of it. He's got the frame. In some situations, it's like you just got to throw your body in the way. And I think Omar's capable of doing that. So we'll see.
Hugh said Darrell was running, and I saw him running a little bit last Tuesday.
I want to talk about that in a second. As well as several other things Hugh Freeze said that I thought were interesting. That's next, right here on Locked On Auburn. Today's show brought to you by our friends at Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best place to play daily fantasy sports. You just pick more than or less than all of these different score predictions that they have. So, like, Jackson Arnold passing touchdown, Jeremiah Cobb rushing touchdown, Cam Coleman 6.5 receptions. You just pick higher or lower. And obviously, the more you pick, the more you could potentially win. Playing Prize Picks is so fun. It's simple, and it adds to that excitement of watching football. Download the Prize Pick app today. Use code LOCKEDONCollege. You get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONCollege for $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Today's show also brought to you by our friends at Kia Autosport of Columbus. We love our friends at Kia Autosport. If you're in the market for a vehicle and you're in the Auburn Opelika area, or if you're in the Atlanta area or anywhere throughout Georgia or Alabama, give our friends at Kia Autosport Columbus a shot. You can browse their inventory at KiaAutosportColumbus.com, or just drive on over there. Drive on over to the lot. They're right off of Whittlesey Boulevard in Columbus, Georgia. Mention Locked on Auburn. You're going to save $500 off just right there, just because you listen to the show, and they do a great job of supporting our show and supporting our listeners and viewers. But also, new Kias come with new tires for life, which is awesome. Awesome. So check out KiaAutosportColumbus.com today. Browse their full inventory and start saving today. Kyle Rush, Auburn message board legend, the Charlie 5, thebarnauburn.com, all the good stuff there. Hugh Freeze said several interesting things, in my opinion, on Tuesday. And
I jumped the gun on one. I was jumping the gun on one.
That's okay. That's okay. I think it was a perfect bridge to where we are now. Asked about Darrell Robinson, which of course is a pretty normal, natural follow-up to your RB2 being gone. And like, this is a big deal because you're already kind of thin in that room. And he's like, yeah, Darrell's running. And I need to ask medical about him to see how he's doing. And I'm like, wait. Because, like, let's rewind just a second. I don't know if you and I talked about this last week, but when he was asked about Horatio Fields' timeline to return, he was like 6 to 8 weeks. We're on week 2, but I'm like, I'm not sure if that's like
exactly how that works.
He can practice, or I don't ever fully know like what they mean by that.
Yeah,
I'm like, how do you not know? And now it's like, oh, you don't know about Darrell either.
Yeah,
and I'm like, you just removed your number 2 running back. How is that not one of the first things you think about? Is I wonder how long we need Omar for before Darrell's good to go.
Yeah, I when he said that, I feel like a lot of guys, a lot of coaches. I think about like a Nick Saban or somebody or Kirby Smart. Like you feel like they probably know to the day like when someone's going to be back, right?
At least what they're expecting. Right.
Yeah.
Like the original plan. And sometimes it's ahead of plan. Sometimes it's behind. But yeah, you got to have like some sort of goal in mind. And if there's any sort of update, you got to think that they know.
And I'm trying to play like devil's advocate and see like how this how that comment made sense. Like
I'd love to hear it. What is it?
Maybe he was told, hey, he's done. He's done. He's probably not playing this season. Then all of a sudden he sees him out running and he's like, oh shoot, I need to figure out what the hell's going on because I was told he's done and now he's out there running. I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense. How do you not know that? And it could be one of those things like you just say stuff like maybe he does and
he's got to get past the point where he just says stuff. Like
he just says stuff. Like he just says things and it's like, oh shuck, the all shucks kind of thing. And maybe he does know all that, but
I hope so. Another thing that he was,
or
like,
hey, here's another thing. Like, what if he's cleared to play this week, and he's like, he don't want to let it out there yet.
Oh, that'd be electric. I will do a full segment saying, "Oh, my bad,
yeah,
my bad." Yeah, put Horatio out there too. It's like, what?
Yeah,
what? He knew
surprise, mother.
In his opening statement, he talked about like. We did stuff in the first half, and it looks like you have pain when I'm bringing this up. He's like, in the first half, this worked, and then in the second half, we had the exact same like play against the exact same like alignment, and it didn't work. Like, wait, hold on. Things can change.
Zach, I did not think about this when it first happened, but what play did we run to start the game? Do you remember?
Like the very first play?
The very first play of the game.
The very first play.
It was a jet sweep to Eric Singleton.
That's right.
Yeah, got about 8 yards. Do you know what the first play of the second half was?
Oh, was it a jet sweep?
To Eric Singleton to the other side of the field, and it lost 2 yards. And it's like,
what is that? Is that right trigger to flip the play on NCAA 26? I think that's how you flip it.
Depending on which hash you're on. That was I try, I try to see both sides of everything and try to call it down the middle as much as I can. And I get blasted for it sometimes. Like that's a tough one. That is a really tough one because essentially what you're saying is you expected Kirby Smart to give you the same look and then the same result happen from said look. Like they weren't going to adjust.
But he tried to blame it on execution.
It did feel that way. It didn't feel that way. It was that way.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah. And that's what was so maddening about, past coaches.
Oh, man. What else did he say?
He did say that he literally said that. We ran the same stuff that worked in the first half. In the second half,
the level of execution wasn't there in the second half.
Didn't work. He said something like, keep going. I know you got a list of things that are, I don't want to jump the gun again.
I wrote them all down.
Let's do it.
Came with notes. Like TJ Finley's dad did that one time.
Like
he had like 19 pages of notes.
You just all you hear was paper rattling the whole time. Yeah,
that's right. All right, here's a quote. If you can't tell that we're close, you don't know what you're talking about. He said that.
Yeah.
That's something he said.
What does close mean, man?
That's part of this is close to winning. Yeah, that's true. Like if
there's been a lot of guys that were close to winning that lost their job because they didn't actually ever win.
For sure. That next step is difficult for sure. And like if the call at the goal line is called correctly and Jackson scores there, or if you hit Eric Singleton on that post and he got behind the defense, like, okay, cool. Now does all that happen if other things happen differently or whatever? That's a different conversation. But you're close. You're 2 plays.
I've been close
for sure.
I've been close to being a scratch golfer before, and but it doesn't mean you become. That means it doesn't mean you're about to become one. You know what I mean? It's that's a tough one.
Is anyone else close to a scratch golfer?
There's a lot of people are.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I know where you're going.
What I was going for there. I have no clue where I was going with that.
I thought you were going to go with you.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did you think that?
Being close to a scratch golfer.
I assume he is, right?
Yeah.
Is he good? I generally don't know.
If he's very diligent on how he logs his rounds, so you always know where he stands. He's single digit handicap. He's
he's pretty decent, right?
Yeah.
Like they are close to winning games. Like they were close to beating Oklahoma. They were close to beating A&M. I don't think anybody's pushing back on that. I just don't think you should say that every week. And this week, instead of just saying we're close, he's like, if you don't think we're close, you don't know what you're talking about. He added a little upgrade to it, a little bit of a zing in there.
For those,
where like, if you make fun of me for this, if you call me out for saying we're close, you don't know what you're talking about. But my thing, I'm sorry, Kyle, just real quick, but like you're close. Like what is close on offense? I don't know how you can be an offensive minded head coach and look at that and say, yes, we're close. I don't know how you can do that. Go ahead.
We talked about it on the, was it the live where we said we scored one offensive touchdown in the second halves of SEC games, not counting the 2-yard touchdown, like that, only one. That's not close. That's not that close as I would think it would be. Now, you're close as far as score goes. You've covered some spreads, but it's I don't know. Seems further away than that for sure.
All right, I got one more. Adversity reveals who you are.
That's tough too, because you experience some adversity in the game and you wilted afterwards. Like everything, all the wheels came off as soon as you had we're not even going to call it a bad call. We'll just say the questionable call. Like could have gone either way, fumble for a touchdown. So you pretty much wilted after that. So that's, it's not a good one. I'll say this.
I don't know what to do with that.
I'll say this for those that think that how can I say this? He didn't seem like a guy this weekend that was marginally close to thinking that he's ready to hang it up. He at least seems like he believes what he's saying, like that they're close, and he believes that they have a shot to beat Missouri, and it's not so down and out and pouty and woe is me. Like he seemed kind of fired up and agitated. So he at least believes I think what he's saying.
I agree with that for sure. For sure. Okay. Auburn versus Missouri. I think they've got a really good shot. That's next, right here on Locked On Auburn. Today's show brought to you by our friends at Game Time. You're not going to believe me. You're not going to believe me when I tell you the story. I used Game Time last night. I bought tickets. I'm going to the Patriots-Titans game in Nashville this weekend.
Let's go.
And you think I went anywhere else to buy the tickets?
I hope you didn't.
No. I went to Game Time. I love the layout because you can obviously see the view or whatever. I like to sit, between like the 15 and 20-ish yard line. I think that seems to be like the best bang for your buck. Game Time confirmed that with like the lightning deal, the lightning sign next to it. It told me I want to be on the visitor sideline to cheer on Drake May, the best quarterback in the NFL. And Game Time allowed me to do all of that. It literally took 20 seconds. It was great. It was awesome. So take the guesswork out of buying college football tickets or NFL with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that is promo code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Game Time today. Today's show is also brought to you by our friends at Square. Name your favorite shape, just real quick.
I'm a big fan of the square.
The square, absolutely. 4 identical sides, 4 right angles, because going with them is right. Because of the 4 right angles.
Yeah.
There you go. It's your favorite neighborhood spot runs on Square. There are certain neighborhood spots that make the neighborhood the neighborhood. Whether it's the sports bar that always cheers on the Tigers, or your favorite coffee shop that knows your favorite drink by heart. What's your favorite drink order at a coffee shop? Just real quick.
I don't go to many coffee shops. I
okay,
don't know.
There you go. All right. Square is a proud partner of more than 4 million neighborhood businesses around the world. You can go to square.com/go/LockedOnCollege to learn more. But before you do, go support your favorite neighborhood spot. You'll be happy you did. Square, see you in the neighborhood. Thank you so much for making Locked On Auburn your first listen every single day. Kyle Rush, Charlie 5, the GOAT. There are other books that have Auburn as like a 2-point dog now. FanDuel, as we record this, still has Auburn as a 1.5-point favorite. Last night, it moved to like 2.5. So like we'll see. The line has not settled on this, which is fun. I think it's close to a push, personally.
Yeah.
If you want to give Missouri 2 points, I'm not going to be upset with you on that at all. Kyle, I think Auburn wins. I think Auburn wins the game on Saturday. I really do. I really believe that.
You know why, Zach? Because this roster's talented. Like, this roster's better. I think this roster as a whole, now there may be some pieces here or there that Missouri may have better, but like as a whole, it's just a really good roster. And it's just been criminally mismanaged. And then Missouri has played really no one. But they did have a good showing, in my opinion, against Alabama. They played they're salty defense. They get after the quarterback. I think they sacked Ty Simpson 4 times, so that's never good. And they're the number 1 rush defense in the SEC, which is also a little bit concerning. But
jokes on them. We're not going to run the ball.
What's that? We'll show them. Yeah. Or we're not going to give it to the running backs for sure.
Yeah, right.
I could see Auburn winning this game. I could see him winning it too.
Yeah, I think it's the line. I think it's appropriate regardless of like where it settles. I think it's going to be close for sure. I think Auburn had a really good game plan against Missouri last year. I still think there are some things that Missouri. I think Auburn's defense is going to give the offense a chance.
Like you mean like they do in every game?
Yeah. Yeah.
Eventually the offense
same
is
shows every week, right?
Yeah.
Like we just say the same stuff every week, and everyone's like, "Yeah, I think I agree.
Eventually, though, the offense has got to give them one, right? Got to get one back for them.
It's got to eventually, right?
You would think so,
right?
You would think so. Somebody
in that room eventually is got to stand up and be like, "What are we doing? What are we doing here? Whether it's Freeze, whether it's Jackson, whether it's Jeremiah Cobb now, whether it's Cam or Eric or Malcolm, like I don't care who it is. At some point, somebody's got to do it. So call me crazy, gut feeling. Auburn finds a way.
Yeah, Hugh's rolling with Jackson too. You just mentioned it, so that was something specifically.
I don't hate that as much as other people do. I don't have an issue with it.
Yeah, I don't know.
You disagree?
I think so. I think it's sort of a. You know what the game against Georgia reminded me of, and I may have mentioned this. I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but that game reminded me of. Do you remember the Jeremy Johnson Texas A&M game in 2015 where Gus had to call every perfect play? Like it was like all one read stuff, every perfect play. That's the way that first half felt to me. And then the script ran out and like they couldn't continue it in the second half. So like that to me feels like how you have to work with Jackson to be successful. And maybe you can do that against Missouri and win, but it feels like you have to run literally a kiddie version of what you want to run, and everything has to be one read, the perfect play every single time, or it doesn't work. And I just wonder if even if you have a couple of turnovers, if you could let it rip with another guy, if it might make a difference. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, is Ashton allow you to do that better? Surely, if they thought that was the case, they would.
I know. Right? And I'm going against my own rule here. Like that's been my rule forever, is like they don't want to lose. So they're gonna try to pick the guy that gives them the best chance to win.
Yeah.
So I struggle with it though. I struggle with this one.
Look, I mean, they know what's at stake Saturday.
Yeah.
I have a hard time seeing him surviving this if they lose on Saturday. Just being 100% honest. A week from now, like I don't think he's the head coach if they lose on Saturday.
Especially if the offense stinks it up again.
Right.
Especially.
Yeah. If you lose 31-28 or something, like, okay, maybe it's a different conversation. But if it's kind of what it has been and you can't hit 20 points or whatever, yeah, I think that's it. And so he knows that. And I think it's a matchup that you absolutely can take advantage of. No disrespect to Missouri. I think Missouri's really good. I don't think they're as good as the last three teams that they've played.
I don't either. Definitely the most winnable of the last three games. So yeah, I just don't know, man. It's just hard to really. I'm almost in that camp of I'm gonna believe it when I see it kind of thing. It's just tough sledding right now. Yeah. I mean, it feels ridiculous saying that I think they're going to win, but I think they are. I don't know. There's something in my gut where I'm just like, I don't think I can pick against them this week. I don't know. I just don't think I can do it. They did it. They did it against Missouri. Remember whenever it was another one of those like win or go home kind of things, and they beat them in overtime when the guy fumbles out of the back of the end zone. That was crazy. That was insane. Yeah, like they were ready to fire Harsin, and then they were like, oh, we won, and they just literally gave us the game on a silver platter. That was crazy. Yeah. All right. How can people check out everything you've got going on? Yeah, go to thebarnauburn.com, sign up today. That's our message board. Get in the action. And then the Barn Auburn YouTube page is popping. And then the Barn Podcast Network, anywhere you get a podcast. Please like the video. Please subscribe. We'll see you next time. This has been Locked On Auburn.